In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the parking brake strut on a vehicle with rear drum brakes. And the reasoning for this is the issue that I was having is while I was driving, I was getting a scraping noise the entire time I was driving. And what I actually found happened is the parking brake strut came out between the two brake shoes. The spring had rusted out and it fell between against the drum and it was making a scraping type of noise. So if you're getting a scraping type of noise from your rear end while driving, this would be a very good thing to check. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by taking the wheel off, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened and how you can replace this. So this here is on a Mustang, a Fox body Mustang, but this should be very similar for any other vehicles with rear drum brakes. So just got 3 19mm lug nuts here I'm going to take off. And then the one locking lug nut. Got my key right here. Now that I've got those off, I can go ahead and take the wheel off and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so now I went ahead and I got the wheel taken off here. So the next thing I'm going to do is you're going to want to take the drum off of here. And to do this, it may have to be adjusted to get taken off. If it does need to be adjusted, there is an adjustment hole on the back side here. And you're just able to stick a flathead. There'll be a little rubber thing here you'll pull out. Then I'll be able to stick a flathead in here and spin the little adjuster wheel to get that off. This here, I've already had off once earlier today, just looking at this to get the parts. And so I already have that adjusted off of here. So I'm just gonna be able to pull the drum right off of here. And I'll show you what's going on in here. And then if you look here, this here is the parking brake strut. And this is what goes between the two brake shoes right here. So you have your brake shoe here and then your brake shoe here on the other side. And this strut here just sits in the middle. And there's actually a spring that goes right on the edge of the strut here. And what happened is this spring here is made out of a very thin metal. And this metal just over time, it kind of rusted out and it just, I mean, it's not a real like super heavy duty metal or anything like that. And it just kind of broke here. So you can see the spring is broken. And with that broken, it just had no tension on the strut. So the strut had fallen between the shoes here and it was scraping against the drum while driving. And as you can see here, the strut is pretty beat up around here. You can see it's been tossed around in there a little bit. So I'm just going to be replacing the strut here along with the springs. And you can actually get these these are fairly inexpensive. You can get a whole hardware kit for this for super cheap. So it's not real complicated to do. So now that I'm in here, what I'm going to want to do is I want to pull the two brake shoes apart to be able to get in here so I can get the new parking brake strut installed. So to get these apart, you're just going to pull these springs off the top here. To do this, they do make a special tool you can put up here and twist, and it'll pop these springs right off. Most people probably do not have that tool, so I'll be showing you how you can do that by hand. So now I've got a few different pliers here and a screwdriver. And what I'm just going to do here for these springs to get these out, I want to be careful in doing these. These do have quite a bit of tension on them. I'm just going to twist this here just to kind of get the tension off. And that one will just pop right off of there. Then I've got the second one here. Got a green one here. Should be similar for most vehicles. I know every vehicle's a little different. This here is a Mustang, but most vehicles with drum brakes have the same basic setup. Just the springs may be slightly different colored or slightly different. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one pried off of here. So now that I've got both the springs pulled off of here, Next thing you're going to do here is just pull the brake shoes just far enough apart, just to be able to make enough space here, just to get that new parking brake strut in here. So these should just pull right out, just like that. And that should be plenty of space there. And then I've got a new parking brake strut right here. I ordered this. Again, these are fairly inexpensive and they're not super hard to install. The one had fallen out of here. I mean, I was driving it with it falling out, and I didn't notice anything too different with the braking, but again, they're super inexpensive to replace, so if you do have one that falls out, I would just recommend replacing it. Don't just take it out of there. So I've got a new one here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get that in. So slide in here, the one side, and then I've got the little new spring here. This is a lot more durable than the other one. Just gonna slide that on the end here. And then that should just slide right into place between the two shoes. And then I'll go ahead and get the brake shoes put back together. So once you go ahead and get the new parking brake strut installed, then the final step is just gonna put the springs back in place, just the same way they came out, just the reverse process. And then just the final step is just gonna be to take these and just bend it back on here a little bit. And then once you've done that, you're all good. Hopefully this video is helpful, and if you are experiencing a brake noise in the rear, such as a scraping noise, this would definitely be a good thing to check. The parts for this are usually inexpensive, and it's not that hard to do. So if you're experiencing an issue like that, I would highly recommend checking this out and fixing it. Hopefully this video is helpful, and thanks for watching.